Hello and welcome to our channel. If you're looking for guidance on how to live with unshakable peace and resilience, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into 10 Buddhist principles that can help you stay unaffected by the chaos around you. These timeless teachings will empower you to maintain your balance and serenity, no matter what challenges life throws your way. So, sit back, relax, and let's explore how the wisdom of Buddhism can transform your perspective and bring a sense of calm to your everyday life. Together, we will journey through principles that have stood the test of time, offering both practical guidance and profound spiritual insights. Whether you're a beginner to mindfulness or someone deep in spiritual practice, there's something here for everyone. 1. Acceptance of impermanence. The first principle is impermanence, or anicca. In Buddhism, it is taught that everything in life is transient. Whether it's joy or sorrow, success or failure, nothing lasts forever. Impermanence is not a concept meant to create despair, but to help us appreciate the fleeting beauty of life's moments. When you embrace impermanence, you free yourself from the fear of loss and the attachment to fleeting pleasures. Imagine viewing each moment like a snowflake, unique, beautiful, and temporary. The realization that everything changes allows you to approach life with a sense of equanimity. Instead of resisting change, flow with it. Remember, the lotus blooms because it adapts to the waters around it. Practicing acceptance of impermanence also helps us build resilience during tough times. When difficulties arise, remind yourself that this too shall pass. Every storm eventually gives way to clear skies. To internalize this concept, reflect on the cycles of nature, the changing seasons, the ebb and flow of tides, or even the life cycle of a flower. Journaling can also help. Write about moments in your life that once felt permanent but eventually changed, and observe how you adapted. Impermanence also brings gratitude. When we realize nothing lasts forever, we learn to treasure what we have in the present. Think of relationships, opportunities, and simple joys. How can you savor these fleeting moments more fully? Additionally, meditation on impermanence can deepen your understanding. Imagine your breath as a representation of change. Each inhale and exhale a reminder of life's transient nature. 2. Non-attachment. The second principle is non-attachment, or upadana. Attachments often lead to suffering because they bind us to people, possessions, and outcomes. When we cling to things or relationships, we set ourselves up for disappointment and heartache. Buddhism teaches us to cultivate a mindset of letting go. This doesn't mean abandoning love or care, but rather approaching life with an open hand. Cherish what you have, but be ready to release it when the time comes. True freedom lies in non-attachment, as it liberates us from the cycle of craving and aversion. For instance, think about your favorite possession. While it brings joy, the fear of losing it can overshadow its value. By practicing non-attachment, you can enjoy what you have without being controlled by it. As the Buddha said, you only lose what you cling to. Start small by decluttering your living space. Notice how it feels to give away an item you've been holding on to but no longer need. Reflect on how non-attachment doesn't diminish joy, but instead enhances it by removing fear. Additionally, practice non-attachment in relationships. Love deeply, but recognize that each person's journey is their own. This approach creates space for healthier, more authentic connections. Consider mindfulness exercises like imagining your attachments as leaves floating downstream, acknowledging them and watching them flow away. The power of mindfulness. The third principle is mindfulness, or sati. Being fully present in the moment is one of the most transformative practices in Buddhism. It helps you observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment, giving you the power to respond rather than react. Mindfulness creates a buffer between stimulus and response, allowing for wiser choices. For example, when you face criticism, instead of being consumed by anger or sadness, mindfulness allows you to step back and view the situation objectively. As Thich Nhat Hanh said, "Feelings come and go like clouds in a windy sky. Conscious breathing is my anchor." Mindfulness can also be practiced in small, everyday activities. Eating mindfully, walking mindfully, or even mindfully listening to someone's words can transform ordinary experiences into profound moments of connection and clarity. For instance, try focusing entirely on the texture and taste of your food during your next meal. This simple act can ground you in the present and bring greater appreciation for the moment. If you're new to mindfulness, start with a 5-minute meditation. Sit in a quiet space, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. When your mind wanders, as it inevitably will, gently guide it back to your breathing. Over time, these small practices build a foundation of awareness that permeates your daily life. Consider creating a mindfulness jar. Each day, write down one moment when you felt truly present and place it in the jar. Over time, you'll have a tangible record of your growth in mindfulness. 4. Compassion and loving kindness. Compassion, or karuna, is a cornerstone of Buddhist practice. When you cultivate compassion for yourself and others, you shift your focus from blame to understanding. Compassion is not pity. It is the heartfelt desire to alleviate suffering. Loving kindness, or metta, teaches us to extend goodwill to all beings, even those who harm us. This principle helps you break free from the cycle of resentment and negativity. Imagine replacing anger with understanding and hate with love. The world may not change instantly, but your heart will feel lighter. One practical way to cultivate loving kindness is through the metta meditation. Close your eyes and silently repeat phrases like, "May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I live with ease." Then extend these wishes to others, including those you find difficult to forgive. It's a transformative practice that radiates peace. Compassion also starts with yourself. When you make mistakes, instead of harsh self-criticism, try treating yourself with the same kindness you would offer a friend. Over time, this practice creates a ripple effect, spreading positivity in your interactions with others. To deepen this practice, volunteer in your community or perform small acts of kindness without expecting recognition. Each act reinforces the principle of compassion. Another exercise is to imagine stepping into someone else's shoes and viewing the world from their perspective, fostering greater empathy. The middle way. The 5th principle is the middle way, or Majjhima Patipada. Buddhism advocates a path of balance, avoiding extremes of indulgence and asceticism. This principle applies to all aspects of life: work, relationships, and even personal habits. For example, overworking leads to burnout, while idleness breeds stagnation. The middle way encourages you to find harmony and moderation, allowing you to stay grounded and unaffected by life's ups and downs. Imagine walking on a tightrope. Too much leaning on either side will cause imbalance, but steady steps lead to progress. The middle way also teaches us to avoid black and white thinking. Life is nuanced, and embracing the middle ground often leads to greater understanding and wisdom. You can begin practicing this principle by assessing areas in your life where you may lean toward extremes and working toward balance. Incorporate the middle way by setting boundaries in your daily routine. Balance work with rest, ambition with contentment, and solitude with social connection. You might also reflect on past situations where balance brought clarity or success, and use these insights to guide your future decisions. 6. Understanding karma. The 6th principle is karma, the law of cause and effect. Every action, word, and thought you produce has consequences. When you understand this, you gain control over your life by making mindful choices. Instead of blaming external circumstances for your hardships, take responsibility for your actions. Focus on creating positive karma through kindness, honesty, and generosity. This mindset reduces the impact of external negativity because you understand that your inner state shapes your reality. Understanding karma also brings patience. Sometimes the fruits of our good deeds take time to manifest, but knowing that every positive act contributes to your growth provides peace of mind. Keep a journal to track your actions and reflect on how small, positive changes in your behavior influence your experiences over time. Reflect on how your daily actions align with your values. By making intentional choices, you can plant seeds for a more harmonious future. Consider sharing positive karma through small, consistent actions, like offering compliments, helping a neighbor, or simply smiling at a stranger. These acts create ripples of positivity in the world. 7. The nature of suffering. The seventh principle is the understanding of dukkha, or suffering. Buddhism teaches that suffering is a natural part of life, but it arises from craving and ignorance. When you accept suffering as part of the human experience, it no longer controls you. Instead of resisting pain, learn from it. Ask yourself, what is this experience teaching me? With this mindset, suffering becomes a teacher rather than an enemy. One powerful analogy in Buddhism compares suffering to a thorn in your foot. Instead of lamenting the pain, focus on removing the thorn. This proactive approach transforms challenges into opportunities for growth. Reflect on a past difficulty in your life and how it shaped you. Doing so can help reframe future challenges as stepping stones rather than obstacles. To better understand suffering, practice self-inquiry. When you face discomfort, take a moment to sit with the feeling and explore its root cause. Often, understanding dissolves much of the distress. Journaling your emotions or speaking to a trusted friend or mentor can provide clarity and insight. 8. The practice of patience. Patience, or khanti, is a powerful virtue in Buddhism. Life is filled with delays, frustrations, and challenges. The ability to remain calm in the face of adversity is what sets you apart. Imagine waiting in a long line or dealing with a difficult person. Instead of losing your temper, practice patience. Take a deep breath and remind yourself that this moment is temporary. As the Buddha said, a jug fills drop by drop. Small acts of patience lead to great inner peace. Patience also involves accepting the pace of your spiritual growth. Progress may be slow, but each step forward contributes to a more peaceful and resilient you. You can practice patience by setting small, achievable goals and celebrating incremental progress, rather than waiting for monumental changes. For deeper practice, observe moments when impatience arises. Pause, take a few breaths, and reflect on whether reacting hastily will truly serve you. This pause often creates space for wisdom to arise. Additionally, practicing mindful breathing or counting backward from 10 can help ground you in moments of frustration. 9. Self-discipline. The ninth principle is self-discipline, or sila. This involves maintaining ethical conduct and self-control. In a world filled with distractions and temptations, discipline helps you stay focused on your higher goals. For example, maintaining a regular meditation practice or adhering to a healthy lifestyle requires self-discipline. The effort you put into developing good habits shields you from chaos and ensures a steady path toward enlightenment. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. Over time, self-discipline transforms challenges into opportunities for growth and resilience. Start by committing to one small positive habit, like meditating for 5 minutes daily, and gradually build on it. To strengthen self-discipline, create an environment that supports your goals. Remove distractions, plan your days intentionally, and surround yourself with people who encourage your growth. Additionally, track your progress using a journal or app and reward yourself for milestones achieved. The 10th principle is gratitude and contentment. Buddhism teaches us to appreciate what we have rather than constantly seeking more. Contentment comes from recognizing that happiness is not found in external possessions, but within. Every day, take a moment to reflect on what you're grateful for, whether it's the warmth of the sun, a kind word, or simply being alive. Gratitude transforms your mindset, making you resilient to life's uncertainties. Contentment does not mean complacency. It means finding joy in the present while striving for personal and spiritual growth. As the Buddha said, health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, faithfulness the best relationship. To practice gratitude, keep a daily journal. Write 3 things you're grateful for each evening, and notice how this practice shifts your perspective over time. Gratitude walks, where you reflect on things you're thankful for while strolling in nature, can also deepen your connection to this principle. These 10 Buddhist principles serve as a guide to living a life of peace, resilience, and purpose. By embracing impermanence, practicing non-attachment, cultivating mindfulness, and embodying compassion, you become unshakable in the face of challenges. Thank you for joining us on this journey of wisdom and reflection. If this video inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insights into mindful living. Let us know in the comments which principle resonated with you the most. We'd love to hear your thoughts.